So on your all's phones, you should just get like a notification. It won't show like your picture or anything. It just records my screen. So yes, a few of you typed this in. The number or the day comes before the month. So we start with L, and then you add the number or the day. And then we add the month. So just to be a super helpful little person, I'd like to go over the months really quick. So because January is our current month, who can type in what is January in Spanish? Who can be the fastest? Justin, yes, that was so fast. We have enero. And January is really the only weird month. The rest are going to be pretty good. Enero, febrero, marzo, okay, so I did most of them. I want you guys to help me fill in the remaining ones. So what would come in between marzo y mayo? What would be right here? What's our fourth month? Yes, Drew. It would be April. Excellent. What would come in between junio y agosto? Yes, Kayla, Julio, good job. And then in between septiembre y noviembre? Justin and Emma, perfect. Octubre. And then last but not least, el último mes, the final month. Kennedy. Great job. Diciembre. Okay. And then you guys are really good with your numbers. So we only really have to use numbers 1 through 31 for this. And I made a little mistake when I was writing the formula. So you do L and then the number, day, and then the month. I just was moving a little quicker than I was used to. So let's do some examples. What if I want to say the 5th of May? A little holiday to some. How would I say the 5th of May? Okay, so we would just fill it in with our formula. We'd start with L, and then the number or the day. So for 5, we would just say cinco. Day, and then May is mayo. So Cinco de Mayo is the 5th of May. And then let's do one more, and then we'll look at some from section A of our worksheet for today. So section A does include one similar to this. So if I wanted to say the 1st of August, the 1st of August, What is the special word that we use when we are addressing the first? It's what we call an ordinal number. Yes, you guys are coming in clutch. Good job. So we would say el primero de agosto. Okay, so I'm going to pull up our assignment for today, and we'll do a few examples from section A. That way we stay focused on one topic at a time and we don't shift from topic to topic. And let's do the first 4. So the first one, we have June 16th. So if we follow our formula, we have L, then the number, day, and then the month. So June is going to be junio. So who can type it in the chat? How am I going to say 16 in Spanish? How am I going to fill in this blank? Emma, great job. That was quick. El 16. El 16 de junio. Número 2, we have January 30th. So that would be el 30. Day, and then the month, enero. 30 de enero. Okay, and then these last 2, I'm going to ask you guys to do them. So who can tell me, ¿cómo se dice? How do you say May 6th in Español? Yes, Emma, great job. El 6 de mayo. And then our last one, we have August 12th. Very good. We have el 12 de agosto. Spectacular. So I'll have you guys do the rest on your own. And then for section A, section B, we're not going to write out notes for this, just because I think you guys can reference your notes and it'll be quicker for you guys to just reference your own notes. But we will do some examples. We'll do the first 3 from each. So number 1, we have 867. So when we are writing out these outrageously large numbers as words, we just have to break it down place by place. So our first place is going to be 800. So to say 800 in Spanish, we'd say 800. And then we move over to 60. So who can type in the chat? How do I say 60 in Spanish? 60. Yes, ma'am. We have 60. Then we have y 7. Next, I have 914. So this is only going to be 2 different words. So the first word, we're going to start with 900. So 900 is a little bit irregular. It's not just going to be like 900. It's actually 900. It's a little different than what we'd expect. And then 14. So 14 is going to be 14. And then our last example, I want to see if you guys, the 10 of you that are left, can anyone type out the whole number? It'd be phenomenal if you could. So I'll give you guys a minute and let's see if anyone can come up with it. Yes, a couple of you came in with that one. So we have 200, so that's 200. 98. Now, you'll notice the only time we used this E in numbers 1 and 3 were in between the tens place and the ones place. So if you have to separate something like the word 30 and 2, or 60 and 7, 90 and 8, that's the only time you need to use the Y. Yeah, Bailey, if you're good with this, like I said at the beginning, you can sign on off. Have a great day. Have a great day. So number 1 on section C, it's just kind of like the reverse of this. So we have 212. So 212 is going to be 212, 39, 39, and then 149. So 100 is 100. 40 is 40. 9 is 9. Bye. Bye, Kennedy. Miss you too. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. And then section D and sections E all revolve around time. So I am going to go back to my note page and I'm just going to write down the formulas that we are going to use. So I'll use our typical formula and then the menos method. We're going to need both of those. And then we will come back and do a couple of examples from those two sections. So la hora, the hour, or el tiempo, time. So the formula we are going to use LOL. So if the minutes are less than 30. So if the minutes are less than or equal to 30, I had to think about some math really quick. It took me a minute. So this is the basic formula we are going to use. You're just going to say son las, and then you're going to put the hour or the hora y minutos. So if I wanted to say it is 3:25, to do that, you would just say son las. So the hour is 3. I would say tres. Y, then the minute is 25. And then, so our other formula, we are going to use if the minutes are greater than or equal to, or yeah, greater than or equal to 31. So this is like the menos method. So you are going to say son las, and then you're going to round up to the next hour. Then you're going to say menos the minutes till. That looks a little rough right there at the end. Sorry. I don't know why my screen keeps flickering. That's okay. We're going to get through it. So for our example here, if I wanted to say is 9:45, which it is right now. 9:45. So I would say son las, and then I round up an hour. So right here is 9, but if I round that up, it would be 10. So I'd say son las 10 menos, and then if I look at the minutes till 10 are 15. So to say 10:45 or a quarter till 10, I'd say son las 10 menos 15 or son las 10 menos cuarto. Okay. We'll do a couple of examples from the time sections, and then you guys are good to go. And I appreciate those of you who stayed on, even if you've, got this mastered. Makes it a little more entertaining to have people to do this with. Okay. So number 1 from section D, we are going to do 12:15. And since the minutes are less than 30, we're going to use formula 1 up here. So we have son las, and then the time or the hour, y, the minutes. So for 15, we can use cuarto, which means a quarter, or we can use 15, either one. And then number 2, the minutes are also less than 30, so we'll use the same formula. I'll say son las 6:25. Very good. And then let's look at the last 2 examples. We have son las 2:30 y son las 2 menos 5. So these are 2 different formulas. So hopefully it'll be a good example for each. So number 1, son las 2:30. So this will be our hour, dos, which is 2. And then can anyone chat in the little message really quick? What does the term media mean when we're referring to time? Perfect. So it refers to, sorry, got a little stutter going on. It's the same as saying half past or 30 minutes. So son las 2:30 would be 2:30. And then our final example for number 2, son las 2 menos 5. Son las 2 menos 5. So this uses the menos method. So when we are kind of transcribing this into number form, instead of rounding this number up, we're going to round down. So because it says 2 minus 5, we know that our actual time is going to be 1 o'clock. And then you take 60 minus 5, we give you 55. So 1:55 would be the same as saying son las 2 menos 5. Spectacular. Okay, do you guys have any questions? If you do, you can unmute yourself or you can type it in the chat, whatever you all prefer. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and end the recording and end the meeting.